Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Magic the Gathering pack opening video. This is for Innistrad Crimson Vows. So I found 14 packs on sale. So we're going to open them up and see what we got. These are the set boosters. So unlike the draft ones, these are only have 12 instead of 15 cards. But that also means they're going to have the artwork cards in there. Yeah, it's a combination of 1 to 4 cards of rarity of a rarity of rare or higher, and 1 art card. So, and then it's gonna have also 2 to 7 uncommons, 3 to 8 commons, and 1 land and 1 non-art card, and 1 non-land card of any rarities of foil. There's some chances, some other stuff in there. So I think the difference here is you're going to get some extra rares possible rares in here versus a draft pack, and then you're also going to get some other cool stuff. So let's just see what we got here. All right. We got, this is NJ, the Maid of Dishonor. So this is one of the art cards. These are kind of neat. I like these. We got a neat foil land. That is really cool. It'd be cool even if it wasn't foil, but I think making it foil makes it even that much more neat because it's a black and white picture. Alright, so let's see. Now the cards also kind of themed together, so we're going to get a couple of reds. It looks like we have Lacerate Flesh. Lacerate Flesh deals 4 damage to target creature. Create a number of blood tokens equal to the amount of excess damage to that creature discarded away. Their artifacts with pay 1 tap to discard a card. Sacrifice this artifact to draw a card. Interesting. Flame Blessed Bolt. Flame Blessed Bolt deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker would die, exile it instead. And then Pyrespawn, elemental creature. When it dies, deal 3 damage to target creatures. So we have a lot of little, like, quick damaging cards here for red. And then we have Reckless Impulse. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your turn, you may play those cards. Then we're going to follow that up with some white cards. We have Fleeting Spirit. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Fleeting Spirit gains the first strike until the end of turn. Discard a card. Exile Fleeting Spirit returns to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So basically, you can pop them in and then pop them all. And there's lots of exiling cards. Interesting. And then Arm the Cathars. Until the end of the turn, target creature gets +3/+3 up to 1 other target creature gets +2/+2, and then 1 other one gets +1/+1. Those creatures gain vigilance. It's kind of cool. Like a lightning bolt, but for pluses. Alright, then we are going to get some. I'm going to drop these down because we got some transforming cards. This is, of course, the big theme of this set. We have the Hook-Handed Mariner. He's a human werewolf that's daybound. If a player casts no spell during their own turn, it becomes night. So if you don't cast spells, it becomes night, and then it flips over from a 4/4 into Rip Hook Raider. It becomes a werewolf. He can't be blocked by creatures with 2 power or less and nightbound. If a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, it becomes day the next turn. So basically, if you don't play anything, these guys flip over. If someone plays at least 2, then they flip back. That's how transforming with day and night work. And they're 6/4. Then we will have Restless Bloodseeker, a vampire. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, create a blood token. Sacrifice 2 blood tokens. Transform Reckless Bloodseeker. Activate only as a sorcery. So his you actually have to play an effect. Then when he transforms, he goes from a 1/3 into a 3/3 Blood-Soaked Reveler. Beginning your end step, you gain life this turn, create a blood token. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So the big difference there is that the werewolves will flip back and forth. The vampire basically just transforms and gets more powerful. We have another vampire with that with Blood Crazed Socialite. Menace means it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. When Blood Crazed Socialite enters the battlefield, create a blood token. Whenever Blood Crazed Socialite attacks, you may sacrifice a blood token. If you do, it gets +2/+2 till the end of turn. Interesting. Alright, then we have a rare card. Dream Shackle Geist. It's a spirit. At the beginning of your combat, you may choose one. Tap target creature, and target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next turn. This card is going in my deck. I have a blue deck that deals with a lot of that stuff. And then our foil card is going to be Blood Servitor. Spoil is a little bit hard to read some of these. When he enters the battlefield, create a blood token. Alright, and then we got a spirit token. Alright, that was pack 1. Some interesting stuff. So we got 1 rare and we got 2 uncommons. 3 uncommons. So not bad. Like the typical you get in a normal pack. Alright, well we got a token. I'm just going to show off the token since it's on the back side. We have a zombie. It's a blue zombie, looks like. And he has a star for his effects. Alright, then we're going to get an art card. Cartographer's Survey. We have another one of them cool black and white lands, but we just got a regular one for a mountain. We're going to start off with Wreck again. But this looks like the theme is going to be some wolves. So damage. We have Lightning Wolf. Lightning Wolf gains first strike until the end of turn, activate only as a sorcery. Ooh, this might go in my Reg Lightning deck. I need more lightning creatures. Hungry Rage Wolf. As long as you control another wolf or werewolf, Hungry Rage Wolf gains +1 and trample. Then we got a green one, Snarling Wolf. Spend 2 to gain +2/+2 in the end of turn, activate only once each turn. Oh, thank God, thank the angels. It's not a werewolf. It's just a regular wolf. Bruno Unbald's Guide. The last words. That's funny. I love the flavor text on lots of these. Sure Strike. Target creature gets +3 attack till the end and gains first strike till the end of turn. So just kind of cool, boosting up your werewolves. And then we have Markov Retribution. Choose one or both. Creatures you control get +1 attack to their turn, or target vampire control deals damage equal to its power to another creature. And that's like we're going to jump over to vampires. We have a Skulking Killer, a vampire assassin. When Skulking Killer enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 to the end of the turn. That opponent controls no other creatures. Alright, then we have some transform cards. We have Innocent Traveler, which is a regular human. At the beginning of your upkeep, any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If no one does, transform Innocent Traveler. Ooh, that's crazy, because then they have to keep sacrificing people, otherwise it's going to get bigger. And then once it does, it goes from a 1/3 to a 3/3 flyer, Malicious Invader. It's +2 as long as an opponent controls a human. That is crazy. What's also crazy is that the next card we got was an alt art version. That flips over. That is neat. We got them back to back. It's sort of funny. Then we got a wedding security. That's what the Crimson Vows are. There's a wedding going on. I don't remember the exact story off the top of my head. But when wedding security attacks, you may sacrifice a blood token. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on wedding security and draw a card. And our rare card is going to be Lantern Flare. Cleave, red and white. You may cast a spell for its cleave cost. If you do, remove the words from the square bracket. So Lantern Flare deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life. And then X is the number of creatures you control. Cast this for cleave cost. So you have to pay X for each amount of creature you have. Is that how that works? I'm not sure how that exactly works. Deal X damage to target creature or planeswalker and you gain X life. X is the number of creatures. But you still have to pay X for the cost. So if I pay X normally for 3, and I do 3 damage and gain 3 life, is it now changing just how many creatures I have? I wonder if that's how it works. I have to look that one up. And then our foil card is going to be the Heron Blessed Geist. Exile it from the graveyard, or exile Bryce from your graveyard. Creates 2 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying. Activate only if you control an enchantment and only as a sorcery. So the foils can be whatever. The rare cards are usually not directly tied in, but you can see that pack was half wolf cards, and then the other half was vampires. So kind of keep them a little bit themed, which will make the set boosters a little bit more interesting. So our token card is just a transformation card. It's so you can write this down, the name of both things. On there, then that way you could just play this and you could be like, oh, okay, I drew this card or I played it from my hand. Then you know which card to pull out and play. That way you don't have to pull your card out with a different backer behind it and then flip it over. It's just kind of just a neat way they did that. There's our art card. Retrieve. I think maybe for the sake of the video, I'm not going to read every single card because I have so many packs to go through. But we will kind of go over them. Supernatural Rescue. Works for some spirits, it looks like. Cast a spell. Tap up to 2 target creatures you don't control. Enchant creature you control gets +1/+2. There's a white card. We have a Griffin Rider. He's a human knight with training. This creature attacks with another creature at greater power. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Paris Blade Trainee, who also has training. When he dies, put its counters on target creature you control. That's actually pretty cool. And then Adamant Will. Target creature gains +2/+2 and indestructible. And then green cards, we're going to get some Worm, some Bramble Worm. Select, gain 5. When you exile it from your graveyard, you gain 5. Nice. We got the artwork card. We got Retrieve. Return up to 1 target creature and 1 non-target creature permanent from your graveyard, then exile it. There's a lot of exiling in this set. We got a vampire here. I think because you're going to get, I think so far it looks like we're going to get 2 transform cards in every pack. So this is going to be kind of a little bit common theme. Restless Bloodseeker. At the beginning of your end turn, gain a blood token, sacrifice 2 to transform him. Is that just an alt? Yeah, that's just an alt art of the one we had before. That is funny. So now we've got 2 versions of each of those. Vampire Cleric, Markov Purifier with lifelink, and instead of gaining like just 30, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card. We got Guest, you got the Belligerent Guest, let's trample, that's just funny. Whenever it deals comic damage to a player, create a blood token. Our rares is we got a Ruth Tormented Prophet, a blue and red creature, human wizard. If you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library instead. You may play those cards this turn. And then our foil is hard to see because they're always hard to see. Overcharged Amalgamation. Flash, flying, exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When you exploit a creature, counter target spell, activate ability or triggered ability. So basically, it comes in, you can get rid of some zombie horror. And these are rares. We got another rare card there. Alright, next pack. Oh, that's cool. Alright, we're going to save that for later. We got Dance here. This is the Fallen Wrath Celebrants. Got another mountain. Can I get something that's not a mountain? I love these full artwork, but you kind of need to get something that's not mountains. Alright, Chill of the Grave. Ooh, I love this. Costs 1 less if you control a zombie. Tap target creature if it doesn't tap during its control step, draw a card. Frozen is frozen, whether it's cold, terror, or both. The Fear of Death. Enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards, and enchanted creature gets minus X attack or X's number of cards in your graveyard. And Scattered Thoughts. Top 4 cards of your library, put 2 of those in your hand, the rest at the bottom of your graveyard. It's not really a theme between them, just blue cards. And then Nurturing Presence. Enter the battlefield, creature gets +1/+1, and when it enters battlefield, create a 1/1 flying spirit token. Got another Bramble Worm and Retrieve, but then we also get a Crawling Infestation to go with it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 2 cards. Remember, 1 or more cards. Creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere during your turn. Create a 1/1 green insect token. Triggers only once each turn. Interesting. Then our transform cards. We're going to have Kindly Ancestor, Lifelink, and Disturb. You may cast this from your graveyard. When you cast this card from your graveyard, transform for its disturbed cost. So basically they die, so you can recast them, or if they get to the graveyard somehow. Ancestor's Embrace becomes an aura enchantment. Has lifelink. If an Embrace would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Hey, we got our artwork card, but it's a different art. Got alt art for our artwork card. Felling Rank Celebrants. Magnus, and when it enters the battlefield, create 2 blood tokens. Yeah, that's one thing they did. These newer sets to start adding cool borders to some of them. Our rare card is a transform as well, but it's a different one. The Ovenwald Oddity. Beast. Trample Haste. Spend 7 to transform him. So he's a 4/4. He's going to be coming 8/8. Ovenwald Behemoth. Beast Horror. Trample Haste, and other creatures you control get +1/+1, have trample and haste. That is cool. Just because it's not a vampire or a werewolf, something different. Although we just had an artifact too, so it's actually like Sheltering Burrows. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Alright, so instead of a token, we're going to get an old school card. We got the Shibian Harvester. This is from Invasion, one of my favorite sets. Enchantment, sacrifice a creature, destroy a non-basic land. That is crazy. That is awesome. I love it. The old borders, old style. I wonder how they print those, because obviously they have to reprint them. It's not they just pulled old ones from the collection. like, oh, we have random powers, because they have all the new keywords on it. So it has up to 2,000. Maybe that came out in 2000. Yeah, but it has like the new Planeswalker symbol on the bottom. So it has to, yeah, I wonder how they decided to reprint all them, because it's like they've redesigned all this. I'm sure it's just file sheets everywhere, but they've redesigned everything for the new stuff. This is kind of interesting. Like, someone kept all the old files on hand just in case, and like, oh, we updated them. Alright, we have the Markov Waltzer. And we have a blue land. A green card, Nature's Embrace. Enchant creature land, as long as this creature gets +2, or if it's a land, has tap to add 2 mana of 1 color. Crushing Canopy, destroy target creature with flying or target enchantment. Evolving Wilds, yeah, woo. Everyone has that. Lightning Wolf, we've seen before. Spiked Ripsaw. Equipped creature gets 3/3 whenever a equipped creature attacks and you sacrifice a force. If you do, a creature gains trample to the end of turn. Cool. Another Bramble Worm. I'm getting a ton of those. One of our transform cards. So you have Ragged Recluse. At the beginning of your end step, if you discard your card this turn, transform from a human peasant into the Odious Witch. Whenever it attacks, defending player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. And then we have the Gutter Skulker. It cannot be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. And then its disturb cost turns it into the Gutter Shortcut. Enchanted creature can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. If it would be put into exile instead. That's cool. I like that they're like creatures and then they give you the abilities. Then we have Blood Crazed Socialite. Keep seeing. And our rare is the Steadfast Demon. Flying at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dreadfast Demon. By the 6th day of the darkness, the lake was more blood than water. Cool, they should keep sacrificing creatures. And then we have the Voldarian Epicure. Deals 1 damage to opponent, create a blood token. Alright, next pack. Oh, we got a minigame card. Magic minigame. This is a new little thing they added. So, monster lead. Survive the night by defeating monsters in your booster. Open a booster, pick a double face card, then set it aside. This is the monster you'll face. Discard all add tokens and art cards, and then shuffle the remaining cards into the stack and place them face down to create your library. Play a game of Magic against a monster with the following rules. You start with 0 cards in your hand and a life total of 20. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure token. It is an artifact with sacrifice this artifact to add 1 mana of any color. The monster doesn't have a life total, mana, or library. It can only be defeated by removing it from the battlefield twice. Once on its front side, once on its transform side. The monster behaves automatically as follows. It starts the game on the battlefield on its front side. It doesn't attack until it's taken a number of turns equal to its mana value. It attacks on each turn after that if it's able to attack. The first time it leaves the battlefield, for any reason, return it to the battlefield, transform. It can't transform by any other means. It now attacks each turn, regardless if it could attack before it was transformed. Okay, so if you remove it like on 2 turns with like a bounce spell, it's going to attack you even quicker. If it leaves the battlefield for any reason while its transform is defeated. It takes turns with the monster performing actions for it. Although you cannot attack the monster, you can block your creatures when it attacks, and you can target it with spells targeting any creature your opponent controls. If you lose, your life total reaches 0. If If you attempt to draw a card from your library, defeat the transform monster to win. Interesting. And then we have this art card. Dead Fuse. And then we have a non-foil version of our blue land we got in the first pack. We're going to start off with a non-foil version of Blood Servitor. Bleed Dry. Target creature gains -13/-13 till the end of turn. If that creature would die, exile instead. Wipe your chin, child. We cannot have Olivia thinking we're uncivilized. I love it. Gift of Fangs. Tainted creature gets +2/+2 as long as it's a vampire. Otherwise, it gains -2s. And then Grisly Ritual. Strike target creature or planeswalker. Create 2 blood tokens. So if you're playing like this pack against your monster, this should kill the guy. But you'd have to wait until you had 6 mana, since you're getting 1 mana every turn. You'd have to wait a bit. Valeria's Stance. Choose one. Creature getting indestructible or destroy creature toughness 4 or greater. Rending Flames. Does 5 damage to a target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is a spirit, Rending Flames also does 2 damage to its controller. Drogskull Infantry. Spirit Soldier with Disturbed. So he comes back as an enchantment. Which is a sword and shield. That's cool. +2/+2. And then Bloodsworn Squire. Vampire Soldier. Discard a card. Getting indestructible at the end of turn. Tap it. If there are 4 more creatures in your graveyard, transform him. And he becomes the Bloodsworn Knight. Power toughness equal to the number of creatures in your graveyard. Discard a card. Gains indestructible. And tap it. That is cool. So basically he gains indestructible by discarding, but by discarding a creature he becomes more powerful. We have another one of the Celebrants, and our rare card is Curse of Hospitality. Ooh, we brought curses back. I love curses. Enchant player. Creatures attack enchanted player have trample. Whenever creatures deal combat damage to enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library. To the next turn, that creature's controller may play cards as though they have spent mana, and spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. So that could kind of work both ways, because you might want to throw it on your opponent, so that way all your creatures have trample, but on the other hand, if you put it on you, it might give you a chance to play some of your cards a lot cheaper. Then our foil is Innocent Traveler, which we've seen. I love that they foil both sides, though. I've seen other games where they do foil cards, they only foil one side. Dragon Ball Super does that. When you get like a foil version of a card, they foil the front side of the leader, but they don't foil the back side. It's kind of like, so it's kind of like a half foil. It's not a bad thing. So we got another one of those. We got another artwork card. Flying on some sort of goose. Greywing Cavalry. Another foily land. Alright. The Heron of Hope, a bird card. Fine, if you would gain life, you gain that life +1, and it can gain life length. And then we got a regular version of Heron Blessed Dice, got non-foil. Nebelgast the Gilder, tap target creature. And Supernatural Rescue, has splash only if you control a spirit. Cast a spell, tap up to 2 creatures you don't control. +1, okay, we've seen that. Alright, then we have Reclusive Taxidermist, Human Druid. It gains +3/+2 as long as there are 4 more creatures in your graveyard. Add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, we're gonna get another bird, but a bird horror. Screaming Swarm. Fly, whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures, target player mills that many cards. Put Screaming Swarm from your graveyard in your library's second from the top. Then we got our first one we have the Bloodsworn Squire. So I'm not going to look at that. But our second flip card is the Alt Art for Bloodsworn and Swearer. It's kind of cool. You flip it over, it'll be the Knight. It's actually kind of neat, just the transformation on there. So there she has a sword. You can see she has a couple of spikes, and then now they're kind of hanging the sword back, and seems like she's a little bit more battle damaged. Interesting. Oh, we got a mythic rare. Sweet. Strapping Martyr Progenitor. Noble Vampire. Flying. At the beginning of your end step, create a blood token for each player who lost life this turn. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice 2 blood tokens. If you do, put a vampire card from your hand into the battlefield, tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible to the end of turn. Sacrifice 2 things to play a free vampire. That's crazy. And you gain 1 every time they take damage. Then we got a regular rare on top of that. Splendid Reclamation. Turn all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I love that because there's enough cards in the game, like it wants you to destroy your own lands. So that'd be kind of cool. Then we got a foil card. It's a red vehicle. Honeymoon Hearse. Trample, tap 2 and tap creatures you control. Honeymoon Hearse becomes an artifact creature till the end of turn. And you throw 2 creatures in there, it becomes a 5/5. Interesting. Alright, next pack. Maybe next pack. It doesn't want to open. Here we go. Oh, we got another mini game. Alright, let's look at our art card first. Caldera's Rising Dawn. And then we got a green one. So we haven't had a white or a black land yet, I don't believe. Then we got a mini game. We have number 3 of 3. So now we're just missing number 2. We have Strictly Beggar. 3 to 6 players, 3 to 6 packs. Some cards are strong status, others shine and draft. But which cards look the tastiest? It's turn to be a judge and decide which magic card is the best of the best in each wacky category. Get ready. Randomly determine who will be the first judge. Each player opens a pack and looks at their cards. The judge chooses a category from the list on the back of this card, either their favorite or at random. The other players each secretly submit a card from their pack they think fits the category. Then the judge has collected all the cards. They reveal each card, read it aloud, and then choose a winner. The judge will then pass to the next player, and they select a different category. So kind of like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity, but with magic cards-ish. Same theming. The first player in 3 categories wins. So there's stuff like Slimiest, First Pick and Draft, Grossest, Cutest, Biggest Appetite, Most Goth, Most Romantic, Worst Breath, Worst Headline, I'm going to skip through some of these, Loudest, The Next Planeswalker, Best Wedding Gift, Best Movie Title Monster, Believes in Ghosts, and then you'll finish reading this. So I start with 9. Most in Need of a Hug, Best at Witchcraft, Most Cursed, Best Dancer, Best Hat, Best Pet, so we're back up to 21. Best Win Condition, Worst Nightmare, Worst Way to Die, Best Flavor Text, Shiniest, Most Explosive, Most Useful Spell, Most Heroic, Most Dangerous Job, Most Supernatural, Worst at Directions, The Next Bad Diet, Most Likely to be a Cat Person, Rarest, and Least Likely to Survive a Night in Innistrad. So I think the way that works then is it says 3 to 6, so each player has a pack. So you need at least 3 players. Alright, that's cool. Something a little bit different they started doing. Steelclad Spirit with Defender. Can't manage your field, Steelclad attack even though he actually didn't have Defender. Wanderlight Spirit. Can only block creatures with flying. Sanctify. You may destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 3 life. Fierce Retribution. Cleave for 6. Destroy target creature, or if you can remove the words in the bracket. Aha, I misread that before. I thought it said remove the brackets. So that one before that said pay X, X had to be the number of creatures you had, and then if you pay the cleave cost, you get to pay the X amount instead, and pay your regular amount. So normally you would just, so if I paid 2 for this, I'd have to destroy a attacking card, but if I used the cleave cost, I could destroy any creature. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Basically, that other ones, X is the number of creatures you have, versus then you can pay an amount. Gotcha. Screaming Swarm we've seen. Vile Spawn Spider. Reach, begin your upkeep, mill a card, sacrifice and create a 1/1 green insect token. Alright. We have a transform card here. We have Biolume Egg. Serpent Egg with Defender. Enters the battlefield with Scry 2. When you sacrifice Biolume, return it to the battlefield, transform under its owner's control at the beginning of the next step. And it becomes a Biolume Serpent. Sacrifice 2 islands, cannot be blocked this turn. Nice. Then we have a Bulgarian Epicure, so we've already seen him. We now get some alt art for him. Our rare card is going to be Breathkeeper Seraph, Angel, Flying, and Soulball. You may pair this creature with another unpaired creature. When either enters the battlefield, they remain paired as long as you control both of them. As long as it's paired with another creature, each of those creatures has when this creature dies, you may return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next step. And our other rare is we got Shattered Sanctum. Enter the battlefield unless you tap, unless you go 2 or more other lands. Taps for white and black. And then we got a third rare as our foil. We got Helena and Elena Partners. Human Rangers. First strike and reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X 1/1 counters on another creature you control, or X's their power. At the end of the turn, they gain. That creature gains haste. That's kind of cool. They give haste, extra counters and haste to new creatures. That is cool. Alright, next pack. I think we got 6 packs left. And we got the last of the 3 mini games. Angelic Quartermaster. And some neat swamps. So our third game is going to be Vampire Wedding Planner. 2+ players and 2+ packs. Probably 1 per player. Complete the best wedding planner for the bride, Olivia Vogaring, by matching cards to her chosen theme. Each player opens a booster and sets aside all cards without magic backs. So, tokens and stuff like that. Each player randomly selects a non-land, non-colorless magic card from their own cards without revealing it to the rest of the players. Shuffle all players' remaining cards together and place the stack face down at the center of all players. Each player's selected card is their wedding theme. They may secretly look at their own card at any time. Each player is dealt 4 cards and turn over the top card of the stack to create a discard pile. Randomly determine who goes first, then take turns counterclockwise. Let's play. Players take turns drawing and discarding cards, trying to create a hand of cards with the highest point value. Players may draw cards from the top of the deck or pick up any card in the discard pile. The cards taken from the discard pile, they must take every card discarded on top of that card as well. Oh, so they can take more than just the top card. Whenever a player picks up 1 or more cards, they must discard 1. Points are scored as follows. 1 point for each card in your hand that matches your card's theme, either color or mana value. 1 point for each artifact or foil. Olivia likes shiny things. 1 point for each land. Maximum of 1. This is the location of the wedding. And -1 point for any card that does not count for one of the above. Cards can count for multiple points as they meet multiple criteria. To win. Play ends after each player has taken 4 turns. Players reveal all the cards and pitch their wedding theme as their total points. The player with the most points wins. Okay, so cool. So if you pulled out like a 2-cost white card, you'd want to be then drawing either 2-cost cards, white cards, foil or artifact cards, or 1 land. And then discard anything else. That's actually kind of fun. I like these little mini games. Alright, let's look at our regular cards though. Paris Blade Trainee, we've seen before. Adamant Will. Militia Rallier. Cannot attack alone. Attacks untapped target creature. Rural Recruit, Human Peasant with Training. Enters battlefield, create a 3/1 green boar token. Another Screaming Swarm, another Vile Spawn Spider. Get some transforms here. We have another Werewolf. A Weaver of Blossom, who's a human werewolf. Add 1 mana of any color and Daybound. Flips over to the Blossom Clad Werewolf. Add 2 mana of any one color. Then we got another Epicure, another Celebrants, and our rare card is Bulgarian Bloodcaster, Vampire Wizard. Whenever it or another creature token enters, or you control dies, create a blood token. Whenever you create a blood token, you can go 5 or more blood tokens to transform. Comes the Bloodbat Summoner. Ooh, sweet. End your combat, turn target 1 blood token you control becomes a 2/2 black bat creature with flying and haste in addition to its other types. It's not even until the end of turn. They just turn blood tokens into bats. So if you have someone else that can keep creating blood tokens, they're going to get pretty powerful. And our foil is our Ragged Recluse. And do our Obsidian Switch. Alright. Oh, and there's our Epicure. There's a full art. Now we've gotten both arts and the full art card work. And we finally got a Plains card. And our token card is Day and Night. Just as a reminder. I like that. Having something like that's kind of fun. Bleed Dry we've seen. Gift of Fangs we've seen. Pointed Discussion. You draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and then create a blood token. There's a non-foil version of the Honeymoon's Hearse we saw before. The Groom's Finery. Equip creature has +2 attack as an additional +2 defense and death touch as long as the equipment and bride's gown is attached to a creature you control. Well, it's cool. 2 attack, but then it gets extra stuff if you have the other half. I hope I did it. I have 4 packs left. We have Lamholt Rocketeer, Human Werewolf. When you cast a non-creature spell, it does 1 damage to each opponent. And then when we flip him, and we cast a non-creature spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. More Celebrants. More Epicures. I don't need any more of these guys. Then we got Dying to Serve. Enchantment. Whenever you discard 1 or more creatures, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. This ability triggers once per turn. I used to have Hired Hands, but I discovered they make better weight staff with the rest of the body attached. It's a rare card. It's cool. Then we got another foil Belligerent Guest. Not another foil, but we got another Belligerent Guest, but foiled. Alright, 4 packs to go. I hope I get that down. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, this is neat. So, we've had this card, but this has like a sign on it. I don't know if that makes it any better or not, but we have Earth, Tormented Prophet, Swampland. One of those. We're just going to skip over that. We have Chill of the Grave, Basic Death, Static Thoughts. This might be the downside of getting these set boosters versus regular draft packs is some of these cards might always be randomly clumped together like that. So we have Nurturing Presence. Never encounter a creature in the battlefield, gets +1/+1, and then create a token. We got the Groom's Finery, but followed up right with that, we have the Bride Gowned. It's one black, one's white, right? Yep, has to be. Just +2 attack, and it's +2 defense, and first strike as long as the equipment and group binary. So that's kind of neat. So when they're both there, they each have +2/+2, and then one has first strike and one has Death Touch. We have the regular Wedding Security. We had an alternate art before. So it creates blood tokens. Weary Prisoner, Human Werewolf, Defender, just 2/6. And then he becomes a Wrathful Jailbreaker. Attacks each combat if able. Got another Celebrant, but this is a Blood Petal Celebrant. Its first strike as long as it's attacking, and when it dies, create a blood token. Our rare card is the Blood Vial Purveyor. Flying Transport, creates a blood token. Whenever a opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. Whenever attacked, it's +1 for each blood token your defender player controls. Oh, that's kind of cool. Another foil card is a Transform. So it's Soul Cipher board. Enters the battlefield with 3 Omen counters on it. Pay 2 mana, look at your top 2 cards of your library, put 1 in your graveyard. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from anywhere, removing Omen counter. Then if it has no Omen counters, transform it. So from an artifact into Cipher-bound Spirit. Flying, can only block creatures with flying. Pay 4 to draw 2 cards and discard 1. That's cool. Like a time. It's a interesting kind of way, like something like that is a neat way to do the, what was it? It was from the Time Spiral arc, where you got exiled creatures, and then after they waited so many turns, they came back. They're like time counters. We got an art card for a land. But yeah, then they wait so many turns, and then they come back into play. That's kind of similar to what some of them transform effects are. Because it's just you're basically waiting until something happens for it to transform. Alright, so we have an Unholy Officiant. Put a +1/+1 counter on him. The Traveling Minister. Another Heron of Hope. Heron Blessed Geist. Whispering Wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a +1/+1 or a 1/1 White Spirit token flying. And then Witness the Future. Target player shuffles up to 4 cards from their graveyard into the library. You look at the top 4 cards of your library. Then put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom in any random order. Alright, we have another Weaver of Blossoms, who we've seen. And another Reckless Bloodseeker. Another Wedding Security. Apparently we can't have enough security at this wedding. And we have Werewolf Visionary Stitcher. Zombies you control have flying. What? That's nuts. For a 3-cost card. Sacrifice another non-token creature, create an XX blue zombie creature, or X's sacrifice creature's toughness. This card is nuts. Yeah, that should have been like something higher rarity, I guess. Even just a rare, higher cost. Oakshade Stalker, Human Ranger Werewolf. You may cast a spell as though it had flash if you pay 2 more to cast it. Try and see if we can see that artwork. It's kind of hard on these foils. It's hard in real life too because he's a stalker. And then Moonlit Ambusher gains more attack. Alright, 2 packs left. Another mythic would be kind of cool, but I'm not going to hold my breath on anything. This is the Wanderlike Spirit. I was thinking that was that one that was the flip one. There's our land, our token card, Crushing Canopy, Evolving Wilds, Lightning Wolf, Hungry Ridge Wolf. As long as you control another wolf, it gains +1 in trample. Some more of those. Ooh, Transform Artifact. Foreboding Statue. At 1 mana of any color, put an Omen counter on Foreboding Statue. At the end of your end step, if there are 3 or more Omen counters, untap it and then transfer it. So it's neat. The one you had to remove it, this one you have to add them. It becomes Forsaken Thresher. Beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add 1 mana of any color. So 5/5 construct, it adds mana. That's cool. Weary Prisoner we've seen. We have Gluttonous Desk. Enters the battlefield, create a blood token. Whenever you sacrifice a blood token, gain 1 life. Our rare is going to be Hiveheart's Shaman. Whenever he attacks, you may search your library for a basic land that doesn't share a land type with the land you control. Put that in the battlefield and shuffle. Pay 6, create a 1/1 insect token. Put X 1/1 counters on where X is the number of basic lands you control. Neat. And then our foil is Siphon Essence. Counter target creature, spell, or planeswalker, create a blood token. Alright, final pack. I haven't gotten any planeswalkers either, so maybe they're not in this set. But usually I think now they're all in the mythic. Rarity, I only got 1 mythic, so of course they might not also be in the set packs either. It's very possible there's cards that aren't available in the set packs. Talia, Garden of Thurbarn, a foil green land, we have Insect Token. So you have a bunch of insects, and you finally see one of those insects. I also just want to flip this over. So we have Joining Unholy Matrimony. Innistrad draped in the unending night. Taking advantage of the chaos, vampires demand blood offerings from terrified citizens. Olivia Mulgarian, one of the oldest and most powerful vampires, is moving in to seize control of the entire plane using an ancient magical ritual. She'd be honored if you could attend her wedding. So, guys, the last pack is when we get the story card. More Herons. Begilder. Crawling Infestation. Alright, so all cards we've had. But we do get a Panicked Bystander, Human Peasant. Whenever Panicked Bystander or another creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, transform him. He becomes the Crackling Culprit. Whenever Crackling Culprit or another creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. He gains Death Touch. Ha, they fall for it every time. That is funny. Blood Crazed Bloodseeker we've seen. Socialite. Celebrants. Alright. We're looking at our foil quick here, then we have our rare. So Griffwing Cavalry, which you've seen that picture. That's training. And attacks, you may pay 2 if you do target. Attacking creatures without flying gains flying. Then our final card is just a regular rare. It's Mirror Hall Mimic. You may have Mirror Hall Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except its spirit in addition to its other type. And then when you pay for the grave, it becomes Ghastly Mimicry. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token with the exact copy of an enchanted creature except its spirit in addition to its other type. Ghastly Mimicry, put in the graveyard, exile it. That is a cool way to end this. it comes in, it can create, excuse me, it can create a copy, or they can enchant and make something else a copy. That's definitely cool. Alright, so that is what we have for Crimson Vow. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out some more of them. See you guys later. Bye.